Okay, hello coders. This is Mr. Tauser. Um, you can call me Mr. T. And this is, you're watching right now, part two of making, how to make a game called Star Chaser in Scratch. Okay, I'm going to put a link, I'm going to put a way at the end of this video where if you haven't seen part one yet, you can go back and watch part one. Before I get started here, I do want to show you, this is the book I'm using, Coding Games in Scratch. That's the book I'm using to find most of this information. So we talked during part one about how to actually go to Scratch, how to get an account made. If you didn't see that, you can watch part one. But real quickly, all you do is you go to scratch.mit.edu, and up here there's going to be a thing that says make an account, and you make the account. The two benefits of making an account: one, then you can save your work. Okay, if you're working for 30 minutes and you have to stop for whatever reason, you can save it and you can come back later and it's still going to be there. Another benefit is once you have an account and you get it set up, you can share your work. So if you get something finished and you want to show it to your friend or your family, or you want to post it in the comments of one of these videos, there's a way to do that. We'll go over that down the road somewhere during one of these episodes. So this is Scratch. This is my account, and if you click on this folder here, it's my stuff. Okay, and then you'll see all the projects you've done. Now I did this Star Chaser. That's my finished game that I did sort of as a preparation for making this, so I could learn how to do it. And then here's Star Chaser 2. This is my game that I did last week, or in the previous episode. Let me get a quick drink of water here. To keep my voice going. And if you remember, if you saw part one, you saw this is what we got made as part of the game so far. Okay, if I click the green flag, what's going to happen if we watch here? What's going to happen is the cat now, wherever I move the mouse, the cat will go there. And if the cat touches the star, two things happen: the star moves to a random position, and the score moves up to you get 1 point each time you do it, and sort of like this. You can see it going on, and boom, boom, like that. All right, so that's what we got done with the game so far. If I push the red stop sign, then it stops the game, and then we'll have to reset it to get it back where it's supposed to be. All right, now a couple things we're going to look at today are adding. I'm going to add sound to it. I tried to do adding sound last time, and it didn't work exactly the way I wanted it to. And then we're going to add a background so it looks like you're actually in the ocean. Then we're going to talk about adding an enemy, or a something that's trying to catch the cat to stop the game. All right, it's going to add a little challenge to it. All right, let me look at one thing here. So it's going to be something to that effect. Now, the way you change your code, if you didn't see last time, is when I see this screen, I can put instructions here to say move the mouse to make the cat move and catch the star, like we saw before. But when I go inside, this shows me where all my code is. This is where I build the game. Actually. Okay, so what I want to do is first, I talked about I want to add some sounds. Okay, and the first thing I want to do as far as sounds go is I tried last week to make it where when the star got hit, it would make a certain sound, and it didn't work exactly the way I wanted to do it in the first episode. So I said I was going to fix it this week, and so that's the first thing I'm going to do. Right here in this section is if most of you remember, but if you don't, this is the sprite section. So if I click on the star, it's going to tell me everything that's happening with the sprite right now. Okay, and for the star, I'm going to go to the sound section. Excuse me. And I don't see the star I want, or the sound I want, except for it's right, this guitar thing is here. Okay, and we listen to what the guitar sounds like. There's the guitar sound. I'm going to set it up so whenever the cat hits the star, or more specifically when the star is touched by the cat, it's going to make a guitar sound. And here's how we're going to do this. You see the sound button. Okay, all I'm going to do is take this start sound block and I'm going to move it so that right here, if the star touches the cat, it's going to start the guitar sound. Okay, let's save that. And let's see how that affects the game. Alright, so we're going to start with the green. Scores back to 0. You see there? Now the score went up 1. The star moved and the star makes a guitar sound. That's a way to tell you, hey, and you may notice on this, sometimes you hit the star, and because of where the star moves, you actually hit it twice. Like maybe you touch the star here and the cat's here, and so the star will move right there and it's still getting touched by the cat. Sometimes you'll see the score go up too. Okay, there's ways you can make it so that it doesn't happen, but we're going to look at those in another episode down the way. Basically, it involves making the cat and the star smaller. Okay, so we've added the sound. Next thing I want to do is, when I look at this game, it's kind of dull. It's just a white, it's just a white background. Well, that's no fun. So we're going to do something here to make it a little more interesting, and this is the way I want to do it. Actually, click the red stop sign so it stops playing the game. I want to make it so actually the the cat looks like he's in the ocean. All right, and the way I can do that, instead of having the white screen, I can go here to this stage, and that is where I can control what the background looks like. It's called a backdrop officially, but there's different choices. You can upload a backdrop. So if you found a backdrop on your computer you want to use, you could do that. You could go surprise, and I think that means it just puts up a random one. You can also paint. You can draw your own backdrop, but I'm going to do just to make it simple, I'm going to choose a backdrop. So when I click choose a backdrop, it gives me all these choices. I could put the game on a baseball field. I could put it on a beach. You see these, there's a castle, there's a desert. But as I mentioned, I want to be in underwater. All right, and I'm going to pick this picture here. And you see when I clicked on that picture underwater, it changed my backdrop to the ocean. All right, now I want to save that. So you see when if I go full screen, there's my game. The star's here, the cat's here. When I click the green arrow, the score goes back to 0. Guitar still plays, and the mouse, the star moves and the score goes up when I click it. Right? Let's click the red stop sign. Go back, and we're doing all right. Okay. And the star's moving around. It's looking pretty good. So the next thing I want to do, if you're in the ocean, I'd rather the ocean not be silent. So I'm going to add a sound for the ocean itself. So, and I'm going to put this connected to the cat sprite, and it's another sound thing. But I have to, for this particular thing, I have to look and see what sounds are available here. So if you notice, I was on the code tab, but I'm going to up here top, costumes, sounds, the sound tab. All right, and I don't want the ocean to meow, because that to me doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to go down here and choose a sound, and again, I could upload a sound, I could get whatever sound randomly that's picked. I can record a sound, or I can choose a sound. And again, for this one, I'm just going to choose a sound. And the sound that I'm going to use, you see here in Scratch, this is like if you've done code.org with me, there's all sorts of sound choices. Okay, it's the same thing here. And we're going to see what these bubbles sound like. Okay, and those bubbles, to me, sound kind of like what you might expect, like a fish tank to sound like, or what that's going to sound like. So I'm going to go back to code, and on the sound, I'm going to put this little start sound block, and I'm going to put it in here with the cat, so that forever that bubble sound is going to play. And I think I did this right. So you know what? If I made a mistake, I'm just going to let it roll, and we're going to fix it. But I think I did it right. So we got, when it's clicked, now the cat will go where the mouse is, but also there'll be the sound of the bubbles. So let's see, I'm going to save it. Now I'm going to go back to full screen. Click the green button. Huh. Let's stop it here. Huh. What happened there? All right, so now, maybe I didn't need to do start sound. Maybe I need to do a different thing. Maybe I need to do play sound until bubbles are done. What happens if I do that? Now put this back in, and let's save it again. Okay. So there, you just saw me live doing a debugging, where I had to fix my thing. And now it's slowing things down. So let me try this again, because I think if I say play sound, bubble sound until done, then it waits till the bubbles are done until the mouse will go, the cat goes where it's supposed to. So I need to fix this a little more. Give me a second. I don't think that's it. Let me look at my book real quick while we're doing this, because okay. I have to do a different event. I made a mistake. So I'm going to fix my mistake so it works the way I want it to. So if I click on events, when clicked, and then using the forever button again, okay, what was happening there was I had the sound in here with the mouse moving, and it was messing up the way the code was working. It was playing the sound, and the game was waiting till the sound was done for the cat to move, and that was not working. So I need to make a separate event here. It's still clicked. It's going to do two things when it clicks. It can do two things at once. You just have to set it up so it'll do it. So I go to sound, and I'm going to play sound bubbles until done. Now, I think it should work. Let's look. Yeah. All right, so there. You can hear the bubbles. The cat's moving like it's supposed to. The score's back to 0. And if everything's good, the guitar should play. There we go. The guitar plays. Goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like that. All right, so now we've added added sound to the background. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to my code, and that I did that in the cat's code. I believe I could have put that here in the stars code as well. It doesn't matter which sprite you put it in. Okay, so now we've got this game. We got bubble sounds. We have, we got the cat moving around, catching the star, getting points. Okay, now next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add one enemy. And I think, let me see how we're doing on time here. Okay, I might be able to add 2 enemies. I'm sure going to add 1 enemy. Okay, and the way we add enemies in this game, is the same. We go to the same place where we went to add the star. Okay, it's this little sprite box. Okay, and let me look at that star real quick. Okay, so we're going to go to the sprite box, and we're going to need to add a sprite. And for this, I could upload a sprite if I had one. I could do surprise. I could paint it. But I'm going to choose one. Because for this particular game, what do we call, what is this? Scratch has a pretty good sprite already made for me, so I don't need to make one. And we're going to add a an octopus right there. And you see how the octopus is on my screen now? Let's make it bigger so you can see it. There's an octopus. Okay, there's my sprite. Okay, the first thing I want to do with that octopus is I'm going to make him a little smaller because I don't like how small he is. So we're going to go to the event when clicked. So every sprite needs to have that block in there to tell it this is going to happen when the green flag is clicked. And so next thing I'm going to do with this octopus is whenever the green flag is clicked, then the octopus is going to, I think this is where size is. Yeah. I want to set the size to, now this right here, this is 100%. That's its normal size. I think it's too big because it takes up too much of the space. So we're going to make it smaller. I'm going to actually say, you know what? When I click the go button, the go flag, then the octopus is going to change. He's going to go to 30% size. So you see what's going to happen here. If I click the green flag, now see the octopus is kind of small. Okay, and now I'm looking at it, I'm saying, you know what? I think 30% might be a little bit too small. So easy enough. I go back here, you know what? I'm going to say I want him to be 45%. Now I save that. And now when I click the green, yeah, he's a little bit bigger. I think that's a good size for what I'm doing, because I'm going to create this octopus, and all he's going to do, he's going to move back and forth across the screen and trying to hit the cat. The purpose of this octopus is if the cat gets hit by the octopus, the game's over. Okay, so this octopus is going to move back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and the cat, while he's catching stars, is trying to not get hit by this octopus. Okay, does that make sense? Cool. All right, so we've set it to 45%. Now, if I don't tell it to, all that's going to happen when I hit the green flag is the octopus will just sit there. Right now, the octopus, it's just there. You just see, you say, oh, well, look, it's an octopus. But we can get it to do things by putting code in. So, next thing I want to do, I don't want the octopus to start moving right away. So I'm going to do an event, and what I can do is no. I got to go to the control button and wait. I'm going to say set size to 45%, and I'm going to have him wait 1 second. So when the game starts, the cat has a 1 second head start before the octopus starts doing anything. Okay, and then I'm going to have this use a forever block, because I'm going to have this octopus, whatever it does, it's going to do it the entire game. Okay, it's not going to start over. So I'm going to set the size to 45%. I'm going to wait 1 second, and then I want the octopus to start doing something. And what I want it to do is it's going to move. So I go to the motion. It's going to move 10 steps, and then a second thing, I got to find this block. If it's on an edge, it's going to bounce. Okay, is that what I want to say? If on edge, bounce. So let's watch what happens here when I do this. Let's save that because I did it. So it's going to wait 1 second, and then it's going to move 10 steps. If it's on an edge, it's going to bounce. So check this out. I got to click the green flag 1 second, and see it starts moving. And it's moving pretty fast. Okay, and you'll notice with that octopus when it hits, the way it's configured right now, the way it's set up, it rotates and it flips upside down. And the game will still work like that. It just looks kind of not right, because octopi, I don't think, swim like that. I don't think. So what I can do, let me make sure I remember how to do this, is with this octopus, if I click, I'm on the octopus sprite page. If I go over here to the sprite section, when it talks about direction for the octopus, what that means, it gives me options. I can change its direction and everything, but this little button here, see, it says do not rotate. That means when the octopus hits a wall, it's not going to flip over. It's just going to bounce back and forth facing upwards the entire time. All right, so let me show you what I did there again. I go here, direction, and you're going to see this little dialog box. But if I click here, it's set to do not rotate. So let me show you what happens when I did that, so you know what we're doing. Go. It waits a second, and it's going to start moving. Okay, right now, the cat can still do whatever. He can run through the octopus, whatever. Nothing's going to happen. The octopus isn't bothering him, right? Like that. All right. So we got the octopus there, but he doesn't do anything. It's not a good enemy for a game. You got to have the octopus do something. So we got to have it do something next. So what I can do is I can find this control button where it says if something happens, then something else is going to happen. All right, so if something happens to the octopus, something else will happen. All right, that's how it works. So what I wanted to set up is where if the octopus touches the cat, the game's going to end. It'll stop. Everything's going to stop. That's my goal right now. So what I do to make that happen is I go to sensing. Right here, the sensing button. I got all these choices for sensing, and I can say if the octopus is touching, not the mouse pointer, if the octopus is touching the cat, then what's going to happen? I got to remember what. Yeah, I have to go back to the control panel, and then we're going to stop all. The whole game stops. Okay, so I'd save this. So when I click on the green flag, the octopus is going to go to 45% size. It's going to wait a second, and then it's going to start moving like we saw. And thanks to what we did over here in the sprite thing, it's going to, when it hits the edge, it's going to bounce. It's just going to keep going back and forth. It's not going to flip over. And if it touches the cat, then everything's going to stop. The game is over. All right, so let's open up the game. We're going to watch it again. There you hear the bubbles are bubbling, and so the job for the cat now, he's just got to work so he's not going to get hit by the octopus, and it's a little more challenging with that octopus moving because look what happens. Whoops. Okay, the octopus just hit the cat and everything stopped. The game's over. He got 9 points. Okay? I'm doing this. We're moving, trying to avoid the cat. Oops. Whoop. Okay, so that's the gist of the game right now. Okay, so I've got a cat who you click on him, he goes to the mouse pointer, and the sound of the bubbles is in the cat sprite page. The star, as we saw, that's where the score is. It makes a guitar sound when it touches the cat, and it moves. Okay. And then one little thing I want to do. I think I put the wrong, I think the negative 200 to 200 should be here for the star. I got the X and Y axis messed up. That's not a crucial thing. I'm just want to fix it before I save this for the day. Okay, so now let's save it again, pull this up, and let's try this game again. And again, all I have to do right now is stay out of the way of this crazy octopus, right? Whoop! And there the octopus hit me, so the game is over. Okay, so the cat is like that. Now, before I save this, before I stop and we move on, I'm going to again, let's go over what we did today. We added the sound of the guitar, which was on the. Hang on, let me move this over. And we added the guitar to the star page. Okay, we also added the background. We changed the background over here, so now we're actually in the ocean. And to the cats page, we added bubbles, so the bubbles play the entire time. And then we added an enemy, this octopus. It's 45% of its normal size. Remember, we changed the size, and it waits a second and it starts moving. Now, a couple things you could do if you want to work on this and you want to troubleshoot or you want to make the game fit better, make it more challenging, or make it easier. Okay, a couple things you can do. You can change the size of the cat. Right now, the cat's at 100%. Okay, you could do like we did with the octopus. You could set the size, make the cat smaller, so that might make it a little easier. Okay, you could make the star bigger. You can make the star smaller. Okay, you can also control the speed of the enemy. Of if you've got this character moving, this octopus is moving. Right now it's set to 10 steps, but let's say I want to make it go slower. Maybe it's too hard that fast. If I change it so he makes 5 steps, he'll slow down. Watch this. See, now he's going a lot slower, isn't he? And that would make it probably easier to play this game. Okay, I'm going to get hit so I can stop. Okay, so you can do that. Or, you know what, let's say we want to make it really hard. I want to make him go 25 steps. So he's going to go faster, right? So let's just check it out. Let's see what happens if I do that. Look at him, man. He's cruising. That makes it a lot harder. Okay, so you can do that. I'm going to put it back at 10 because that seems to be a good spot for this game to be. Okay, and I'm going to save it. All right, so that's this project. Okay, so we looked at all those things. A couple things we're going to look at next time. All right, because let's see how I'm doing on time here. Yeah, this is a good, about 30 minutes we've been working. It's time to take a good break. Y'all can work on this in your Scratch account. And a couple things you could do, as the things we're going to look at next time, is I'm probably going to change the size of the cat, make him a little smaller, maybe make the star a little smaller. But then the big thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple of more octopi. So we're going to look at how we can get some more octopi and have them do things like go in a triangle, or one of them, I'm going to show you how you can make it so one of the octopi actually chases the cat, which makes it a little harder. Okay, and then after that, the game will be pretty much complete after part 3. Okay, and then it'll be from there you can use, you can play it, you can have your friends play it and see, well, how can we improve it? Does making the octopi go faster make it too hard? That kind of thing. So, with that, I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to show you the game one last time where we're at right now. And we got this octopus going back. He's moving 10 now. That's 10. It's a little hard to get down there when he's going that fast, to be honest. So that's a good challenge. So for now, we are done. I'm going to stop that. And I'm going to stop recording here in a second. Again, remember, there's going to be a link here where you can go back to watch part 1 of this if you missed it. Okay, and then also I'm probably going to put a link up where you can see some other coding tutorials I did. So feel free to check those out. And that's it for now. I'm going to go over here to my page and I'm going to stop recording. And I appreciate you watching, and I hope you learn a little bit about coding this game. And that's it. We will see you next time. Thank you very much.